Hi everyone, this is Tejaswini. Welcome back. As in last video, I told you about the physical properties of lipids, which are as lipids are insoluble in water and soluble in non-polar solvent. I told you how to identify whether that molecule is a soluble, polar or non-polar. Then this next property is viscosity. As the viscosity of lipids increases with saturation and decreases with unsaturation, and refractive index increases with unsaturation and decreases with saturation. And next point, which is the melting point. Melting points of unsaturated fatty acids are lower than saturated fatty acids. And important term I told you, which is polymorphism. Polymorphism is ability of substance to take many forms. As there are two examples of polymorphic phenomenon used in first is tempering of chocolate and next is the shortening of fat. In last video I told you tempering of chocolate, how do they do that. Actually, suppose if I draw here one graph and these are the temperature ranges 50, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 and 40. Suppose this is phase 1 of cocoa butter, phase 2, phase 3, this is phase 4, phase 5 and phase 6. These are the phases of crystals of cocoa butter. And these are the corresponding melting points of crystals. To achieve tempering, we have to heat that chocolate up to 45 degrees Celsius or more than 40 degrees Celsius, so that all the phases will melt. At 45 degrees Celsius, all phases will melt. Then I told you we have to consider only these phase 4. After cooling to room temperature, that is 27 degrees Celsius, there will be no growth of phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 crystals. We will get only phase 4, phase 5 and negligible amount of phase 6. Therefore, we will not consider this. At this temperature 27 degrees Celsius, there will be faster growth of phase 5 and slower growth of phase 4 at this temperature. Therefore, we have to undercool that chocolate. If we cool just to 31 degrees Celsius, the temperature above the melting point of phase 4 and below the melting point of phase 5. Yes, there will be the growth of only phase 5, but there will be the slow growth of phase 5 crystals and it will take too much time to chocolate setting. Therefore, we have to undercool the chocolate to 27 degrees Celsius. Therefore, there will be the faster growth of phase 5 crystals and slower growth of phase 4 crystals. After that, we have to heat that chocolate to the temperature above the melting point of phase 4. Therefore, all the crystals with phase 4 will melt and we will get only phase 5 crystals. Large amount of phase 5 crystals. After that, we can cool again to 27 degrees Celsius and now we will get chocolate with phase 5 cocoa butter crystals. It will contain all phase 5 cocoa butter crystals. Why these phase 5 cocoa butter crystals are desirable? Because these phase 5 cocoa butter crystals are melt in our mouth, as they melt in our mouth at body temperature, that is 37 degrees Celsius, which is above the melting point of phase 5, and they remain solid in our hand or at room temperature, that is 27 degrees Celsius. This temperature is below the melting point of below the melting point of phase 5. And remember this, more stable crystal leads to more good chocolate. There is one emulsifier used, which is sorbitol monostearate. This ester is used to avoid fat bloom. Fat bloom is actually caused due to main 4 reasons, that is polymorphic transition. This is polymorph. I will tell you polymorphic transition. Polymorphic transition means conversion of, here I will write, conversion of one type of phase of fat. Suppose if we consider phase 5, conversion of this one type of phase of fat to another type of phase of that particular fat. Then next is here I will write. Second is eutectic effect. Due to phase separation, there may be fat bloom. Then recrystallization, that is from solid to liquid, again to solid. And fourth one is migration of oil. If you consider one Cadbury or chocolate with stuffing or nuts, foreign material, then there may be the migration of oil from these foreign materials to the cocoa butter, and there may be fat bloom. These are the 4 reasons of fat bloom. And one more process is there where polymorphism occurs, which is shortening of fat. Shortening is actually process, and tempering of fat is the mechanism in which we have to heat and then cool chocolate in specific manner. So in this shortening of fat, actually shortening is a power of fat, which is ability of fat to make product more tender. Here I will write shortening of fat. And this shortening process made by hydrogenation. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen atoms to the double bond, carbon-carbon double bond, H2. We are adding H2 to carbon-carbon double bond. Therefore, we should take reagent or substrate unsaturated fatty acids. That is, vegetable oils are converted by this hydrogenation process into solid fat. Here we are adding hydrogen H2, and we will get solid fat. There is a transition from cis to trans fatty acids. Cis fatty acid to trans fatty acids. This hydrogenation occurs in the presence of catalyst. Remember, catalyst nickel. And this shortening process or shortening power of fat is ability of fat to make product tender. Ability of fat to make product more tender. This gives crumbly, crispy and flaky texture to food. Flaky texture to food or bakery products. Coconut oil is the best substitute. Coconut oil is used as substitute for shortening, and examples of shortening are margarine, butter, lard. Remember these examples. And by this hydrogenation process we can convert omega-3 fatty acid, that is linolenic acid, to omega-6 fatty acid, that is linoleic. Also we can convert this omega-6 fatty acid to omega-9 fatty acid, which is oleic acid, and oleic acid again can be converted into stearic acid. Stearic acid, which is saturated fatty acids. Therefore we can convert this unsaturated fatty acid by using hydrogenation process to stearic acid, which is saturated fatty acid, which is solid at room temperature, and they have higher melting point, as I told you, which is physical property of lipid. As we know that fat imparts tenderness to the bakery products, and it makes bakery products crispy, crumbly, and more it gives good texture to the bakery products. I will tell you how that fat imparts tenderness to bakery products. Suppose if you add fat, then starch and protein molecules together, or you mix them together, then this fat molecule will cover starch molecule and protein molecule, and it will prevent, this is fat, as it coats starch molecule, also it coats protein molecule. If you are using egg in that any bakery product, then that fat will coat egg protein. Suppose if you are using egg, then that fat will cover egg protein, and this fat will prevent absorption of water. Fat will prevent absorption of water. Therefore there will be no hydrogen bonding between water molecule and starch. Then there will be no gelatinization, no absorption. Therefore no gelatinization, as there are no hydrogen bondings, and therefore there will be no strong texture. Same here in this case, in protein case, as proteins are structure builders, used as structure builders in bakery products, this fat will coat on this egg protein and will prevent contact between protein and water. Therefore it will prevent gluten formation, or just bonding between, or prevent bonding between protein and water. Therefore again it will lack strong structure. Therefore it will lack strong texture or structure. Therefore this fat imparts tenderness, means that product will become more crumbly and more crispy and more flaky. Therefore we will get flaky, crumbly and crispy bakery product. And there are many bakery products which contain air bubbles, as air incorporation is a very important mechanism, because volume, texture and tenderness of product depends upon size and quantity of air bubbles present in that particular bakery product. As there are three forms of fat crystals, alpha, beta prime and beta. These are three polymorphic forms of, here I will write polymorphic forms of fat. These three forms are different. They have different properties. This is alpha form, which is hexagonal. Then this is orthorhombic form, that is beta dash, and this is triclinic form of fat, that is beta form. This is unstable, therefore mostly beta dash and beta forms are used in air incorporation purpose. And this is stable one. This is also stable one, but this beta dash fat crystals holds large amount of very small size air bubbles. And opposite to this beta crystals hold very small amount of air bubbles. Of large size. Beta dash holds large amount of small size air bubbles, and beta crystal holds small amount of large size air bubbles. Actually this type of fat is widely used. Therefore, to give, here I will write, to give whiter, creamier, smoother and more uniform texture. These beta dash crystals of fat are used in bakery products to achieve this, to get product whiter, creamier, smoother and more uniform texture. Actually there are some terms like winterization of fat, then plasticizing of fat and tempering of fat, shortening of fat. Please don't get confused between these two terms. Here I will enlist all the four terms, confusing terms. First is winterization of fat. Then winterization is separation of solid fat crystals just by cooling. Then next is the plasticizing of fat. Plasticizing means modification of fat. This modification is achieved by heating and cooling, same as in tempering of fat. Modification of fat by heating, that is melting, and cooling by solidifying. Then third term is a tempering of fat. Tempering means heating, gradually heating and cooling. Tempering of fat, gradually heating and cooling to obtain desirable phase of fat. Cooling to obtain desirable phase of fat. For example, in chocolate or tempering of chocolate, there is a phase 5 of cocoa butter is desirable phase of fat. This tempering improves air incorporation and gives more stability to food product. And last term is tempering and shortening of fat. Actually, shortening is a process. Sorry, this is not process. This is ability of fat to make product more tender. And this shortening is made by hydrogenation process. This This shortening is made by hydrogenation process. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen atom to carbon-carbon double bond. Hydrogenation process in the presence of catalyst nickel. And in fourth lecture of carbohydrate series, I made one mistake. I said laxative effect and diuretic effect both was property of sorbitol. They have same meaning? No, they don't have same meaning. They are different from each other. Diuretic is a drug that causes kidney to make more urine, and laxative is a medicine which helps person empty their bowel. Here I will write the difference between laxative and diuretic property of food. This diuretic is a drug that causes kidney to make more urine. This is also known as water pills. And laxative is a medicine. Helps person to empty their bowel. Therefore, this laxative used to relieve constipation. As they smoothen the stool and make its passage easy. Therefore, it is used to relieve constipation. And this diuretic helps kidney to release more sodium into urine. Therefore, these diuretic drugs are used to treat high blood pressure. So this is all about today's lecture. We will meet in next video. Keep studying. Thank you.